Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. A catastrophic defeat, 1-0 to Inter Milan at the San Siro. I don't think we deserve to lose that game, by the way, just to be on point. I don't think we played particularly well, like many people are putting it out there. But I don't think we deserve to win. Inter Milan, obviously, did create a couple of chances. We did create a couple of chances. And it's a game that on any day could have ended in a draw and both sides would have been satisfied. But Inter Milan obviously had that cutting edge. They had that, one chance, that penalty that they buried, and that was the turning point in the game. Now, if you're an Arsenal fan who's deluded, you are going to believe and you're going to say, Arsenal should have won that game. Why? We had so many crosses into the penalty area. We had so many, we had so much of possession, especially in the second half. I think we pressed Inter Milan a little bit, further back into their own half. And we looked like a team that was trying to win the game. But this is the twist. Our possession and our attacks were toothless and worthless and pointless. And that is something I wanted to say right from the Newcastle game. I don't know why I didn't do a video about the Newcastle game, like pure laziness. But right from the Newcastle game, and it's now like around 5 games in, Arsenal have possession, Arsenal look to attack, but it is pointless and it is ruthless. You cannot tell me that in a single game, Arsenal had 39 crosses and there was zero goals from those 39 crosses, and we almost didn't have any shot on target or header on target from those 39 crosses. Who are we, crossing the ball for? We are crossing the ball for Kai Havertz. We are crossing the ball for Mikel Merino and maybe a Gabriel Magalhaes. But we're going against the likes of, De Vrij. We are going against the likes of Bisek. And you look at that game, Bisek was comfortable. Like, he was so comfortable throughout the 90 minutes. Like, he was man of the match, no question about that. Bisek, or Dumfries, whoever you want to give it to, man of the match. But they were so comfortable. It looked like they were doing some work, but it was easy work. It was about, taking candy from the hands of 11 babies. Yes, there is some work there because the babies are many, but at the end of the day, we played like babies, and Inter Milan took candy from the hands of babies. Now, I'm not disappointed with the result, and I'm not disappointed with the way we played. If we play like that for 5 games, I bet and reckon we win maybe 2 out of 5, maybe 3 out of 5. I don't think we win 5 out of 5. But there's some things that we've got to talk about, and I think Mikel Arteta, as we get into the international break after the Chelsea game, he's got to change them. He's got to work on them, and he's got to work on them now. Otherwise, if this continues, this team is done. This team is screwed. Number 1. Odegaard coming back. Can we just work on our midfield? We played yesterday against an unrecognizable Inter Milan. And I'm not trying to say unrecognizable in terms of identity, but unrecognizable in terms of the guys that I'm used to. There was no Di Marco, there was no Bastoni, there was no Barella. How are you telling me that Inter Milan dare to rest players against Arsenal because they have Napoli over the weekend? That was disrespectful. That was absolutely disrespectful. And Hendrik Mkhitaryan, by the way, who didn't start in that game, right? So we were done by Hakan Çalhanoğlu, with all respect. He's a quality player. Piotr Zielinski, quality player, with all due respect. I love him. Fratesi. We were done by a team that didn't have a number 6. By the way, guys, like, we were done in midfield by a team that didn't play a defensive midfielder. So literally, they knew. And if you are a smart manager right now, you don't need a DM to beat Arsenal, because Partey, Merino, Rice, and Trossard, that is the most toothless midfield any manager is going to put out there on this planet. Like, I mean, Merino, are you going to be worried about this guy passing the ball into your back line or through your back line? No, of course not. Partey? No, of course not. Trossard, I don't know, like, he's really off form, at the moment. So we were done by a low-budget Inter Milan. And I'm wondering if Barella had started, because the moment Barella comes into that game, and he brings on Henrik Mkhitaryan, and he brings on Dimarco, and he brings on, I don't think Bastoni came on. I think he brought in Aslani. It's a different game. It's we are playing now a real Inter Milan, and you could feel their weight. And actually, when I saw Inzaghi bringing on Barella and Mkhitaryan and Dimarco, I just knew that he has killed the game. I just knew that the game is over. So the creativity is one thing that we've got to work on, and we are desperate. We are really, really desperate. I was looking at that right-hand side. He took off Merino, and then he brought on Gabriel Jesus. Like, Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling, like, those are rubbish. Just don't turn to them. And it's a reflection of our transfer window. Lack of any teeth. It wasn't Toothless, and it wasn't productive, and it was pointless. The point was, in that transfer window, upgrade on your starters, not clear out players that would actually come in to challenge the status quo. So for me, Gabriel Jesus had to go, and I remember saying it all summer. Gabriel Jesus has to go. Edin Nketiah has to go. I remember saying Zinchenko has to go, because these are players you are turning to right now, but they don't have the quality anymore to sustain the project. And that's what's happening, and that's what we saw yesterday. We were turning to guys that were, you're not turning to your final resort, and they are not going to help you, but it's for formality. And I've been looking at a few people saying, oh, why doesn't Sterling come on? Like, shut the hell up. Why would we bring on Raheem Sterling? Like, what has he done in any game, whether it is low budget Carabao Cup or the high, profile Champions League or Premier League? In what game has Raheem Sterling come on and made a difference? And I was seeing a few suckers on Twitter saying, why didn't we bring on Raheem Sterling? Why would you buy Raheem Sterling not to play him? Raheem Sterling was a panic buy, an average finished player that, Guardiola, whatever he did, got some good football out of him. And by the way, can we give Pep Guardiola his flowers and his credit that he deserves? Because everybody has been telling us Leroy Sané did well because of Arteta. Sterling did well because of Arteta. Jesus did well because of Arteta. Zinchenko was good because of Arteta. No, they were not. They were good because of Pep Guardiola. And it's very evident now. It's so clear. These boys were good under a manager that is a proper manager. A proper man manager, a proper team manager. Not because of Mikel Arteta. So those were lies, and I'm happy that they've been exposed. So the creativity in this team, again, was exposed yesterday. Mikel Arteta has to understand one or two things. One, these are his signings. Like, Edu is gone. I've seen a few people saying Edu should have gone because of the Ozil incident and because of the Aubameyang incident. The manager chased Aubameyang out of the team. So what did you expect Edu to do? The manager decapitanized, I don't know how you call it. He took away the captaincy, right, from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So what was Edu supposed to do? It's the same thing with Mesut Ozil. He had fallen out with the club. What was he supposed to do? And most of the deadwood that Edu found at this club, the best he could do is let their contracts run down and then let them live on a free, or at best cancel their contracts. And that's what he's done. Mikel Arteta, these are your signings. These are your players. When I think about Merino, there is no sporting director that signs Merino for a manager. Like, no. It's either you ask for such a player, or especially in a market where Arsenal also wanted to sign Fabian Ruiz, Mikel Merino is a Mikel Arteta signing. And we've been told, oh, he looks like Mikel Arteta. He's a Mikel Arteta 2.0. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. And the few games we have seen from Mikel Merino, he's taking us nowhere. Like, absolutely nowhere. This guy is not going to play for Arsenal, right, if another manager comes in. So he only plays for Mikel Arteta to justify. And can I say this, right? This season is going to be painful because we have so many players. The manager has to justify their value. Mikel Merino, we've got to justify his value in the market. Kai Havertz, we still have got to justify his value. And that means they've got to start. Gabriel Jesus, the manager brought him in. Zinchenko, the manager brought him in. And that's why the team needs a goal every time, and it brings on Alexander Zinchenko. There was a twat that was telling me that Zinchenko should have come in for Odegaard because, he passes the ball well. Like, are you absolutely crazy? Do you think that Odegaard, all he does is pass the ball? Don't you see the pressing? Don't you see the courage? Don't you see the reliability in possession? Zinchenko gives away the ball pretty much just like any other player that plays in the Sunday League. So the creativity of that team worries me, it sickens me, and I don't think Odegaard is going to be the only player that has to step up if we're going to fix it. I was looking at the team throwing in crosses yesterday, like cross after cross after cross after cross. Who are we crossing these balls to? And why are we crossing in the ball? Why is our strategy crossing the ball to an Inter Milan backline that seemed too comfortable to receive those crosses? Like Bisek, Stefan De Vrij. Like, who are you trying to compete with? Who are you giving the benefit of the doubt in our team to compete with Stefan De Vrij in the air, right? You look at Bisek, De Vrij, Pavard. Those are like, they're not even tall. They're long guys. And our strategy is to swing in 1 million crosses. In what world? Like, in which world is that? Now, the second thing I want to talk about that performance, and this is going to be a little bit contradictory, but keep it up. Really keep it up. Really, really keep it up. I loved it. I really, really did. I loved the last 20 minutes of that game. I loved the last 45 minutes of that game. That is a game that, and we were toothless, by the way. That's why we didn't score. But I saw a team that wanted a result. I saw, of course, we did cross in so many times, hopelessly. But there was something there. We don't look like we are going to score. It was too comfortable for Inter Milan, and people like me that have got clean eyes, we could see that we were not going to score. But there was something there. There was something about this team that you've got to admire. I wish we play like that from this moment on. But no, we are not going to play like that because the next game he's going to play Partey at right back, and in the next game he's going to play Timber in goal. That's the problem. Can we play Ethan Nwaneri and Odegaard? I don't know. Like, can we have such? Can we have it? Because our best chance of scoring came from an individual brilliant effort of Ethan Nwaneri. Of course, he blows the shot, high and above, and yeah, it happens. He's young. He's exploring. why does this manager want to give Ethan Henry 10 minutes and give Mikel Merino 90 minutes or give Mikel Merino 45 minutes? Mikel Merino doesn't deserve 45 minutes. He doesn't. Trossard at the moment doesn't deserve 10 minutes. All these, scavengers like Gabriel Jesus, if you can bring on Gabriel Jesus in a game like Inter Milan at the San Siro, you can bring on Ethan Henry. Because Gabriel Jesus is utter, pure rubbish. So if you can bring him on, you can bring on Ethan Henry. Can we get our best players on the pitch? I think, Mikel said that for us to win games, the first thing we are going to do is to keep 11 on the pitch. No. The first thing we need to do is to put our best players on the pitch. In midfield, it is Partey, Nwaneri, and Odegaard. Like, for now, when Declan Rice picks up again, he comes back in the team. When Merino picks up, if he ever does, he comes into the team. Sterling back to Chelsea, Gabriel Jesus to Saudi Arabia, Alexander Zinchenko to, I don't know, he looks like a guy that would play well in Spain. Jakub Kivio, obviously to Italy, Tomiyasu to Italy. Can we get our best players out, into the starting 11 and some of these frauds out of the team? It's as simple as that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We lost again, but it's a mixed reactions performance. One where I would say didn't play poorly. We deserve to get a point. The penalty and the two penalty incidents. First and foremost, I remember against Burnley last season, Manchester United considered a penalty because Andre Onana clearly misses the ball and goes for and injures the player. I don't know why that's not given as a pen against Mikel Merino. I don't know why. I don't know why. Is that a pen? Well, I tell you, you cannot be defending like that. It's not. You're not in a courtroom. You're trying to tell the judge, I'm gonna be honest and fair and tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So your hands in a penalty area, it cannot be there. Yes, maybe the body positioning, requires that your hands are a little bit off your body, but no, it's a pen. It is a pen, and if it was against my team, I would want it. So it's a pen. But I think both incidences are penalties, and both penalties should have been awarded. As simple as that.